Alright, welcome to part 3 of my playthrough of Breaking Point in F1 2021. Working on a bit of a time crunch here, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do, but we're going to resume with the Mexican Grand Prix, which is definitely going to have some fireworks. With only a handful of races remaining in the season, time is running out for Haas to secure the points needed to finish above their mid-pack rivals in the Constructors' Championship. A dip in form over the past few races has the team desperately hoping for a strong performance from both rookie Ian Jackson and veteran Casper Ackerman. And we got news about Ricardo moving to McLaren. A little bit about the track. And Perez leaving and going to, well, not Red Bull yet, but that move has already started. Already read through the emails, so let's just go to the race. With only half a laps remaining, Haas is looking to both of its drivers for points in order to improve their position in the standings. One last push is needed from Ian Jackson, desperate to keep pace with his teammate Casper Ackerman. Alright, let's get going here.
How's it feeling out there, Aiden?
Yeah, good. I think we can start to push a little. Where's Casper?
Ahead of you. Don't worry about Casper, Aiden. Let's just improve your current position.
Yeah, copy.
Have to catch Casper before lap 17. So he's in 8th. We are 12th currently.
Casper's sat in P8.
By Gasly.
You're 4 places down on Casper.
Around the outside of Vettel. Not gonna work at that time. Maybe this time. Side by side. I think we're gonna get him here. Want to get him without cutting the corner.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Get my Bottas here. Who's surprisingly far down the grid. 6 seconds to make up on Casper.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
See what we can do.
You're increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up. Casper's sat in P8.
Building in Ricardo here for P9.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance. Casper is a couple of places up on you.
Hopefully they get Ricardo into turn 1. And we do. Now we just gotta catch up to Casper. To trigger the event that will take place. Could have got a better run for that complex. Go.
It's clear from anyone watching either in the stands or at home the determination on show from Haas and Aiden Jackson today.
No, you're not wrong there, Ant. His performance has improved race by race throughout the season, and his driving today, impeccable. Here's a test for him now, though, as they head down the main straight. There's a lot of friction between these two, and his teammates after him. Will he budge?
Hold position, Aiden.
Oh, I've never seen anything like this on a racetrack before. Two teammates wheel to wheel.
Keep it clean.
Inches separating them and they crash. Oh, they've come together in spectacular style, and they're both out of the race.
Well, not the first time Haas drivers would have crashed into each other. Of course, not that severe, but not the first time. Disaster, with neither driver willing to concede the position. Jackson and Ackerman make contact heading into turn 1. Both cars sustain terminal damage, ending the races for the Haas pair and shattering the team's dream of securing a top 5 position in the Constructors' Championship. What a shame.
Close the door. Sit down. What the hell was going on out there? We've invested millions in you two. Millions. And look at you both. Acting like a couple of school kids. You've got a lot to prove this year, boy. And you're swanning around like butter wouldn't melt. And as for you, you should know better. I'm disgusted. You should both be ashamed.
Brian,
Not a word. Not a single word. I should fire you both right here and now. You've screwed our chances this season. The team is bigger than you two and your petty squabbles. Grow up! Any more, and you're both out. Do you hear me? I'll finish the season behind the wheel myself if I have to. Both of you, get out.
Go away.
Hey.
Hey.
So, what did he say?
Threatened to fire both of us.
He won't.
That's not the point.
I'll just leave you be.
Is Lily okay? Does she know I'm safe?
Yeah, she saw you climb out. She's fine. I left her with your mother.
Okay, good.
You've survived worse, you know?
Doesn't make it any easier.
Maybe not, but you're not hurt. And you have a family who love you. The rest are just details. I'll see you later.
All right. And now, as you see, we have switched to Casper Ackerman. Email. There are no words from Gunter Steiner, at least none I can type here in any professional capacity. Once Brian is done with you, I want you in my office immediately. What an absolute disgrace. Let's see, Gunter. Ah, it's Lucas Weber. Checking in on me, so relieved to see you walk it off. I can only imagine what you're going through right now with the team. Stay strong, my friend. Okay. News. Rodriguez roundup. Jackson and Ackerman take each other out. Events have taken a disastrous turn for Haas after a challenge between Casper Ackerman and Aiden Jackson resulted in a collision which saw both teammates retire from the Mexican Grand Prix. This marks the lowest point in the US-based team in a season that's been marked by run-ins and clashes between the two drivers after a mid-season turnaround. This is clearly the worst possible finish for Haas and their bickering drivers. One can only wonder what damage this clear clash of egos has done to the team and at every level, and just what reaction these two drivers will face as they head back to the paddock. Watch it stunned silence. Let's talk about how shocked he was to see this thing break down. Alright, there's that. Check on the rewards. See what happened here. Nothing really. Just more XP. And we're going to the next season. Chapter 7. It's 2021, a new season, possibly, and the possibility of a fresh start for Casper Ickerman and Haas following the unceremonious end to the team's chances in the 2020 season. Both driver and team are looking to deliver a strong start to the season opener in Melbourne.
Here we are then, another season of Formula One racing is upon us. Some teams confident following pre-season, whilst others still looking for answers. Let's see what the future holds for them as qualifying gets underway here in Melbourne. So, Aiden Jackson in ninth, but Haas still hopeful that the youngster can secure a decent position. Let's see how he gets on here. Teammate Casper Ackerman didn't make it through to Q3, narrowly missing out by just
13 milliseconds. You did all you could. If I went out second today, I would have those 13 milliseconds back, no problem. Why do they keep sending me out first?
11th isn't the end of the world, Casper. You'll make those places back.
Yeah, for sure. I shouldn't have to.
Zoe, hey.
Morning, Daddy.
Lily, you know it's not morning where Daddy is, right?
Mummy says you're on the other side of the world.
That's right. Daddy is in Australia. I'm upside down.
Then why don't the cars fall off?
Mommy can explain that. Can I speak to her?
Don't fall off, Daddy.
I won't, Lily. Promise.
Hey, qualifying not so good, huh?
They sent me out first.
Again?
Yeah.
Well, some of your best races were coming from midfield.
Yeah?
Yeah. Besides, I thought you loved a challenge. Lils, off the table. Now. It's breakfast time. I should go.
Sure.
You'll be great. You always are. Love ya.
Love you too.
Brian Doyle just doing some PR. Talk about stuff for Australia. Team name changes, and yeah. So, yeah, just give it one moment, and I'll see if I can squeeze in just one more race. Alright, I think I have time to squeeze in just one more race. I think this is a sort of mid-race thing, so that'll make it easier. Chapter 7, with tensions from last year looking set to continue into this season, Casper Ickerman pushes onwards during the inaugural race of the 2021 championship.
Something's not right.
Understood, Casper. We're on it.
It's the gearbox. I lost the gear.
Push on, Casper. We're assessing. Just push on best you can.
I'll try.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
So once again, I had an issue there with my controller disconnecting. Gearbox issues. And the objective is just to finish the race while managing the fault.
Okay, bad news on the gearbox. The team are trying everything they can think of, but they're not optimistic. Just keep at it, do your best. That's all we can ask.
Goodbye, Lance Stroll to get into P10. So we at least have the opportunity to score a point here.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
And it's 7th gear we've lost, so... certainly hurt us in the high-speed portions of the track. So we could catch Fernando Alonso and even our teammate before the end of this race.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Went for a dive bomb, made the move at like a split second too late. There we go.
Brilliant. Nice move.
On the verge, catching our teammate, Aiden Jackson, for position.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
for a pass.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
And we are past Aiden Jackson for position. Up into P8. And it looks like that's where we're going to stay.
Gap to car in front is 7.4 seconds.
Whoops. That's not good. Two laps to go. And we left our teammate in the dust.
Gap to teammate behind is 2.9 seconds.
Race director. Verstappen leads over Perez and Bottas. Hamilton's 4th. Butler's down in P13.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. The gap to the car ahead is 5.8 seconds. This is your final lap of the race.
Alright, I'm going to do a quick pause right here so I can take care of something real quick, and then I'll finish this race.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Max Verstappen will win the Australian Grand Prix, and we are going to bring it home after gearbox issues to P8, beating our teammate in the process, which is a good start to the season for old Casper Ackerman.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Victory for the team from Milton Keynes then, after a quality performance. Well, what's happened there to Casper Ackerman? Still managed to finish, but that's got to be frustrating out.
Yeah, looks like maybe it was a gearbox fault, which is always a blow for the driver. Ackerman won't be happy, but I'd say he's done very well in the circumstances.
Well, this isn't the start he would have wanted after last season. Let's hope things pick up for him. Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
Hamilton not even on the podium.
Bad luck out there today. Let's talk about it. So, not a great race out there for you today, Casper. Can you talk us through what happened?
Well, it was clearly an issue with the gearbox. Not a great place to be as a driver, but we'll work on it, I'm sure.
Well, despite obvious vehicle difficulty, you still managed to finish. How hard is it to bring it over the line when facing such issues?
Well, this is where experience comes in. You just have to switch off. Be mindful, but try and ignore what is going on around you. To concentrate only on the problem at hand, and hope for the best.
While it's an unfortunate start to this season, last season was muddied by a tense relationship with your teammate. How are things now with you and Aiden?
Well, let's just say the gearbox fault probably wouldn't have happened in Aiden's car. Perhaps it's because I'm more experienced and can handle myself better. But the team does seem to be keeping a closer eye on Aiden's performance. We'll just see how the season develops, I guess.
Great. Well, that's everything.
So much for a fresh start. Mechanical issues hamstring increment at the Australian Grand Prix. This is bad luck for the previous season continues. think this is a good place to stop, so hopefully it saved that progress. I'm pretty sure it did. Just go back and double check to make sure. Okay, so it did save the right appropriate spot, so that's good. Alright, well thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next set of Breaking Point chapters.